when you've seen what he's like being professionally coming up against people like Gibb and people who are like Deji. Yeah.
And Nate Robinson.
Askren versus Jake Paul.
Very interesting. I think it's April 17th. I'll be watching that. I'm very intrigued. I'm a big, massive UFC on the sea. And I'm a big fan of UFC, so I know quite a lot about Ben Askren.
So, Lewis, can you educate me for a second? Because I like watching UFC. I've trained, but I've never enjoyed watching UFC the way that you and a few other people have enjoyed watching it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I would like to know your opinions on Ben versus Jake, on his opinions, because for me, I've seen a couple of videos. Ben doesn't look like he can punch very well unless he's on the ground.
No, so people think Jake Paul is an idiot, and granted he might be, but he knows how to pick a fight that he has a chance in. He was going for Dylan Dennis and fucking Ben Askren. And if you don't know much about UFC, they are the two worst strikers in the UFC. They are both wrestlers, jiu-jitsu, whatever.
Is this a boxing fight?
Yeah, this is a boxing fight.
Okay.
So Ben Askren was a wrestling champion in the Olympics. He's 19-2, only had 2 losses on UFC. And he's never been knocked out by a punch. He got knocked out by a flying knee by Jorge Masvidal, which is the quickest UFC knockout in history. But he's never been knocked out by a punch, so he's got a fucking chin on him, but he can't punch for fucking shit.
Yeah, he's got...
Yeah, it's slow motion. If you watch that Ben Askren striking comp, it's pretty fucking funny.
KSI made a song about that.
So I genuinely think, and Jake Paul, people be like, oh, he's going for someone that's not a real boxer. Yeah, damn fucking right he is. He's going to take the easy fight if he can.
No, everyone would though, right?
Yeah,
what do you think?
I just think Jake Paul's a fucking melt, mate.
Oh, I think he's a fucking cringe.
I just think he's a fucking melt. Like, he tries to be Conor McGregor, and then you just look at him and you're like Conor McGregor from Wish. You're just fucking. You don't
Conor
have
Wish
the.
Gregor.
You don't. Yeah, you don't have the crack.
Yeah, he's trying to trash
You don't have.
He doesn't have the crack. He definitely doesn't have that.
You don't have the banter. Your lines are shit. I always remember he was like. One of the lines, he was like, look at the cock on this guy. And that was like what Logan Paul said to KSI.
And that was really funny when Logan said it as well.
It's like, you don't have the banter to be what you think you are. You think that you're this, like, person that everyone only hates because you say, like, controversial stuff. No, people don't like you because you're a fucking wetty, bro.
He's fucking brick. Yeah.
He's not... you know what the difference between him and Logan?
Yeah.
Like, Logan obviously has done, arguably, you could say, the worst thing out of all of them. But, like, what you're saying... when someone does something bad, they learn from it, and now they become that person. Jake I think he's just a cunt. I think he's just a pure twat.
I would be really interested to get to know Jake, like...
on a personal level?
Yes, because I actually wouldn't say that, but I might as well now because I agree with it. Like, I don't see any kind of progression from Jake. I think Logan... like, had his period of time where he was so, like, sociopathic, basically, but, like, learned from it. But that being said, I don't know how much... I don't know Logan personally. So I don't know if Logan actually learned from it or if he knew that from a PR team and everyone that's around him says, you need to start acting like this so that you can get that. I think that it could be a very, very, very smart career move because I think that Logan is one of the best in the game at that. That being said, he also could have just grown up and learned. I don't see any kind of like character progression from Jake, like which is showing like where he's been and where he's learning.
I know. I think it was you in the podcast last time that was talking about how you think Jake Paul's smart. I think he is just a massive fucking idiot. I genuinely do believe. I think he's smart in the aspect that he knows how to get bites off people and he knows how to wind up people. But I think he is a fucking idiot.
No, I think he is smart as in like I saw he's just 2 days ago he's just started a new venture where he's doing angel investments. So, like, you know, when you get, like, you invest in little companies and stuff and you're the big investor. Like, he starts loads of little businesses. You can tell he's switched on and he's smart. But I think his whole persona has been an idiot. But I probably would agree with you that he is probably a bit of an idiot, but smart. Like, do you know when someone's an idiot, but they're also smart?
Yeah,
KSI. I'm joking.
I don't know KSI.
It's like JJ will say some stupid things, but he is so smart.
Yeah, like,
at the same time.
But he's likeable.
Yes,
for example,
very likeable.
Logan, you've heard him talk about in the podcast. He was academically very smart in school, and you listen to him in the podcast on Impulsive. He's a good talker. He's very smart. He knows what he's saying. Well, you know, Jake, whatever. He speaks. Why are you trying to speak fucking hood? You're fucking white from Ohio. Shut the fuck up.
Oh.
Say wallahi, Charlie
say
said.
wallahi, fam. Yeah, I don't know. I think with Jake, I want to know more about like the fighting side of it from you, Lou, because you're probably the most qualified.
Yeah,
of
how's
the three
Jake
of us.
Paul training camp going?
I don't know how he's training camp. He's actually he is a decent boxer, but then again, anyone can look decent in training, and anyone can look decent on the pads. We could go to the gym right now. We could fucking push each other to the limits, and we could make a fucking sick montage.
Surely
of us
Ben
on the
will be
pads.
For yourself.
Ben will be way more like experienced, right?
Cardio-
in the
yeah,
ring.
he's
so
too-
like fitness wise, he should be.
Bro,
if he goes the
fucking
distance, he should be all right.
Ben Askren fought fucking Robbie Lawler, who's a fucking hard hitter. If you watch him in the fight, he's getting fucking.
Is that when he's getting battered and he just still isn't getting knocked out?
Yeah, he's getting fucking rattled. He's on the ground getting fucking rattled, and he's not getting knocked out. So Ben Askren has a fucking chin on him. So Jake Paul will need to hit him with a fucking clean one.
So where does Jake go if he wins?
But this is interesting. This is where it gets interesting
Why?
because Ben Askren obviously is taking all these hits, but since he's a wrestler, that's his evasion technique. If he's getting fucking hit, it's getting a grapple, get him to the ground, fucking wear them out. You can't do that in a boxing match. You're going to fucking try
you have to punch
wrestle
them
him.
back.
Yeah, you have to punch them back. So he's not going to have that technique to avoid these punches.
From what I've seen, like Jake shouldn't knock him out, but will probably win on points unless Ben can actually smack one for Jake.
I
Because
think
Jake bleeds.
I think it'll go the whole way. Yeah, but you've not bleeding's not going to end the fight.
But if meaning no disrespect, because I thought he fought well, but if Deji manages to draw blood on Jake, and if Gibb manages to draw blood on Jake, like but Ben, yeah, as it like when you've seen what he's like being professionally coming up against people like Gibb and people who are like Deji,
And Nate Robinson.
And the thing is, like, also I'm not taking into consideration the fact that Jake's trained probably a lot since that first fight. Anyway, he would have improved like exponentially. I don't know enough to say like who I think would win. I hope. Please, Ben, mate, you big cauliflower ear.
It genuinely
Pedo.
is. It genuinely is a good matchup. It is a really good matchup because, like I'm saying, they are people that are probably level in different fields. Like Jake will definitely be higher levels in boxing, but Ben has. I think Ben will have like cardio. And if I could honestly make a prediction, I think it will go the whole way. And I think Jake might edge it on points. 'Cause I feel like Ben Askren doesn't have the. Ben Askren, I don't think will knock Jake Paul out.
How
I
can
don't
you
think
not know how to punch? Like,
he's a wrestling backgrounds.
but I know how to punch. I'm not a wrestler.
Yeah, but you don't know how to UFC punch. Just because
ask Nicky.
Just because Ben Askren can punch doesn't mean, like, I'm saying he's the worst puncher in UFC. Some people come from boxing back
man
then.
was running like he was doing Wing Chun.
Fucking, he's not going to be like Francis Ngannou, who's
Wing
a
Chun's
fucking
type of
scary
kung fu.
motherfucker. No, he's not going to have that punching technique, and he might have had a really good camp, but in that short amount of time, I can't see him knocking out Jake. But I think it's going to go all the way, and I think Jake will win on points. Sadly.